Good morning and welcome to this Friday session of Yoga Online. Sit comfortably, away from the floor, lift the crown of the head, broaden across the chest, take the arms out to the side, bend the elbows and join your palms together. Keep the chest open. Palms are merely joined but not pressed. Focus on your breath and feel the breath moving from the hip to the armpit as you breathe in. As you breathe out, gently release the abdomen. Let the breath flow out. Continue this for a few moments. Breath in. Slowly release your hands. Open your eyes. Wrap your palms and fingers around your knees. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the armpits away from the hips. Breathing in, raise up the head. As you breathe out, lift your ears to take the chin to the chest. Up the head. These movements are slow. They're actually called micro movements due to the sensitivity of the neck. Breathing out, draw the chin to the chest. Hold it there for a few moments and feel the length of the cervical spine. As the chin is released to the chest, can you focus on the softness of the abdomen and the navel moving gently back and forth as you breathe in and breathe out? Find that there's a quietness in the frontal lobe of the brain, bringing a sense of calmness. Breathing in, raise up the head, take the head all the way back. Move the lower shoulder blade into the body, keep the chest open. Breathe out, release the chin to the chest one more time. Lift your ears away from the shoulders. Feel the stretch at the back of the neck as you draw the chin to the chest. Tuck the head to a neutral position. Take your left ear to the left shoulder and feel the stretch on the right side. Hold it there for a few moments. Can you feel the trapezius muscles lengthen away from the neck toward the shoulders as you take your left ear to the left shoulder and feel the stretch on the right side? Breathe in, change sides. Take the right ear to the right shoulder, feel the stretch on the left side. Feel the length from your ear to the shoulders on the left side. To look to the left. Take your gaze far away from the area of the shoulders. And you breathe out, can you move your chin closer to the shoulder? Slowly release, come back to center. And now look to the right. With each exhalation, take your chin closer to the shoulder. Be mindful of any neck injuries. Slowly release. One more time, raise up the head. And as you breathe out, lift your ears and draw the chin to the chest, feeling the length of the cervical spine. Bring your attention to the abdomen. Feel the navel moving back and forth as you breathe in and breathe out. Can you take the focus away from the head and move it to the area around the navel? Well, and focus on just the exhalation. Slowly raise up. Lock your fingers, rotate at the wrist, turn the palms away from you. Breathe in and raise up the arms, up arms in line with the ear. Extend the armpit away from the hips. Extend the wrist, extend the elbow. Once again, focus on just the abdomen moving back and forth. If you can, close your eyes. Back and forth. I'll change the action or the focus of the breath. As you breathe in, feel the breath rise from the hip to the armpit. Once the breath touches the armpit, breathe out and release, soften the abdomen. Continue a few rounds on your own. Slowly release your hands to the sides. Raise up the left arm. Feel the extension from the hip to the armpit and the armpit to the wrist. Spread your fingers to bring energy into the arms. Walk your right hand across, not too much. Pin both your buttocks down. Lift the armpit away from the hips. Breathe in and let the breath touch the left side of your trunk. Breathe in from the hip to the armpit. The moment the breath touches the armpit, stretch a little more. Breathe out gently. Increasing lung capacity on the left side. Breathe in from the hip to the armpit. The breath filling up the sides of the lungs, the front of the lungs, and the back of the lungs, all on the left side. Change sides. Raise up the right arm, a full extension from the hip to the armpit. Walk your left hand across, pin your hips down. Stretch the sides of the trunk. Now focus on the inhalation. A full breath in from the hip to the armpit. At the same time, the breath touches the front of the chest and the back body. Your shoulders back, straighten out your legs, and change the crossing of your legs. Take your right hand behind you in line with the spine. Take your left hand over the right knee. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, move the navel, move the shoulder blades, and move the chin. Each time you breathe out, soften the abdomen and twist a little more. Focus here is the softness of the abdomen, not the twist. Focus on the exhalation and the navel moving back each time you breathe out. Hand behind you, right hand over the left knee. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, move the navel, move the shoulder blades, and move the chin. Once again, focus on the breath, the exhalation, and the navel moving back each time you breathe out. Feel the softness of the abdomen. Slowly release. This twisting action also helps in making the diaphragm softer. The softer the diaphragm, the better we will breathe. The diaphragm needs to maintain its elasticity. Roll the shoulders back, open the chest. Place your hands on the abdomen. And each time you breathe out, feel the navel moving back. At the same time, move the lower shoulder blade into the body and open the chest. There's an openness in the chest, there's space in the chest, and softness in the abdomen. Release. Change the bind of your interlock. Rotate at the wrist, turn the palms away from you. Breathe in and raise up the arms. Now breathe in from the hip to the armpit and feel the breath painting the inside walls of your trunk, the back body and the front body. Like you would fill a tumbler with water, fill the trunk with the breath. Each time you breathe out, soften the abdomen. Slowly release your hands. Roll your shoulders back. Keep the chest open. Breathing in, lift the navel, lift the sternum, and lift your head. Feel the openness of the chest. Can you breathe into this cavity of the upper chest? Take the breath towards the heads of the shoulders as you breathe in. As you breathe out, soften the abdomen. Come to stand with your feet hip width apart. Roll the shoulders back. Interlock your fingers, rotate at the wrist, turn the palms away from you. Breathing in, raise up the arms. Pin your feet down. Press your thighs back. Breathe in from the hip to the armpit. Breathing out, soften the abdomen. Now as you breathe out, hinge at the hips, fold forward. And each time you breathe in, can you feel the breath painting the insides of the back of your body? Breathe out and soften the abdomen. Feel the breath running from the hip all the way to the trapezius area and focus on the back body. Breathe in to come up. Release your hands. And step out your legs. Turn your right leg out and your left leg in. Breathing in, raise up the right arm. And as you breathe out, release your hand onto your shin. Focus on the breath now from the hip to the armpit on the left side. Raise up the left arm and breathe in. From the hip to the armpit on the left side. Can you breathe in from the hip to the armpit on the right side? What has changed is the position of the diaphragm. It is now vertical. This is good exercise for the diaphragm and the lungs. Breathe into both sides of the lung, although one side may be easier. Come up, change sides. Over to the left, raise up the left arm, and as you breathe out, release your hand onto the shin. Take up your right arm, and breathe in from the hip to the armpit on the right side. Feel the extension from the hip to the armpit. If it's difficult to keep your arm up, keep it on your hips. And focus from the hip to the armpit. A full breath in. Now try both sides of the lungs, the right and the left side, or the right or the left lung. Lengthen the armpits away from the hips. And as you breathe out, soften the abdomen. Up. Turn your feet to face forward. Toe heel your legs together. And come to kneel. Come to kneel on the mat. Take your knees apart. Place your fingertips on the floor beside your right thigh. Stretch your arms forward. And once again, pin the left buttock down and breathe in from the hip to the armpit on the left side. Focus on the sides of the lung, the back of the lung, and the top of the lung. Walk your hands back. Come to center, stretch forward. Breathe in, and you'll find that the left side has more capacity. Your hands back and walk over to the left side. Stretch your arms forward, release the head, and feel the stretch from the hip to the armpit on the right side of your body. And now breathe in. From the hip to the armpit, feel the breath filling up the lung, both on the sides, the back, and the front. Hands back to center. Stretch forward. Release your elbows to the floor. And now once again, paint the back walls of your trunk with the breath as you breathe in. Slowly walk your hands back and come to sit. Come to sit in a comfortable position. Breathe in from the hip, from the navel area toward the sternum. Now take the breath Y shape towards the heads of the shoulders. This is going to help us to exercise the lungs as well. So breathe out and now breathe in. From the pelvic floor to the navel, from the navel to the sternum, and from the sternum, take the breath Y shape. Breathe out and soften the abdomen. We need to concentrate a bit now. When you breathe in, you need to feel the breath. Feel the breath touching the inside walls of your trunk as you breathe in. Out, feel the breath and release by softening the abdomen. Breathe out completely. Now breathe in as slowly as you can. Feel the breath touching the inside walls of the trunk. Pelvic floor to the navel, from the navel to the sternum Y-shaped into the shoulders. Out and release, soften the abdomen. Normal breaths. Now breathe out completely. And when you breathe in, feel the breath painting the back wall of the trunk from the inside. Think of a roller brush running up the back of the wall of the back body. Slowly as you can. Once the breath touches the trapezius area, soften the abdomen and release the breath. There should be no jerk in the breath. The breath should be steady, so don't strain. There should be no strain on the breath or the lungs under any circumstances. Breathe out completely. Now breathe in. From the hip, feel the breath running up the back body. Once it touches the trapezius area, soften the abdomen and release the breath, maintaining the height of the sides of the trunk. Release. Come back to normal breathing. Roll the shoulders back. Move the lower shoulder blade into the body to keep the chest open. This is a very subtle action. Keep the abdomen soft. And the abdomen. Any tension in the body while breathing creates tension in the breath and the nervous system as well. You're going to breathe out completely. Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, release your chin to the chest. Let the face become soft. Breathe out, soften the abdomen. Now let's breathe in from the hip to the armpit. Breathe in through the back body and the front body. Feel the breath lightly touching the inner wall of the trunk, like a feather would touch your skin. Once the breath touches the trapezius area, soften the abdomen and release the breath. Continue on your own, slow inhalations and slow exhalations. There should be no strain and no rush. Keep the chest open, although the chin is drawn through the chest. Your head. Roll the shoulders back. Roll the shoulders back. Become soft, become still, and become quiet. Feel the breath rising up the trunk. And as you breathe out, soften the abdomen and release the breath. Now slow the process. Let the inhalation and the exhalation become slower and smoother at the same time. The breath lightly touches the inner walls of your trunk as you breathe in and breathe out. Once the breath touches the trapezius area, soften the abdomen and release it. Your start line is the hip. Your finish line is the trapezius area. You move as slowly as possible. Your normal breathing. To your face. And with this sense of quietness, take on the day. Take a slow, deep breath in once more. And as you breathe out, release your chin to the chest. You breathe in, slowly raise up your head. Release your hand and open. A wonderful day. Take care, and we will meet soon.